Good day everyone, I am Fersal K. Ahit. In this video, you will learn about the origin and occurrence of petroleum. At the end of this lesson, you are expected to know the basic information about petroleum, learn the different characteristics of petroleum-derived products, and understand the importance of petroleum to humans. To begin with, let's define what is petroleum. The word petroleum comes from the Greek word petra, means rock, and the Latin word oleum means oil. Petroleum, also called as crude oil, it is a fossil fuel like coal and natural gas. Petroleum is a yellowish-black liquid was formed from the remains of ancient marine organisms such as plants, algae, and bacteria. Over millions of years of intense heat and pressure, these organic remains transformed into carbon-rich substance we rely on as a raw material, also for fuel and a wide variety of products. And now let's discuss the occurrence of petroleum. Petroleum occurs deep under the surface of the earth between two layers of impervious rocks. Petroleum is lighter than water, so it floats over the water. Petroleum oil deposits are usually found mixed with water, salt, and earth particles. Petroleum does not occur in all places of the earth. It is found in a certain area of the earth. The origin of petroleum considered these three stages. First, the formation of petroleum. Second, the migration of petroleum. And third, the accumulation of petroleum. There are two theories concerning the formation of petroleum, the organic theory and the inorganic theory. The organic theory holds that petroleum formed from the remains of plants and animals. Most geologists believe that plants and animals formed petroleum were very small, and the theory of the origin of petroleum given by R. Charpentier and T. Albrandt discuss that the major source of petroleum is algae, particularly marine algae, but also lacustrine algae. It was formed by a complex process. As these organisms died, their bodies settled at the bottom of the sea and got covered by layers of sand and clay. Over millions of years of absence of air, high pressure and high temperature transformed the dead organism into petroleum and natural gas. The inorganic theory holds that the petroleum was formed deep within the earth when hydrogen and carbon came together as a result of heat and pressure on minerals. Geologists who support the inorganic theory also believe that the theory explains why petroleum taken from the large area is often chemically similar, even though the formation where it was found made of different types of rocks on different geological ages. Theories explaining the origin of petroleum as abiotic, however, are generally not accepted by the scientific community and are rejected by most researchers and scientific theories on the subject. The second stage of origin of petroleum is the migration of petroleum. It is the movement of hydrocarbon from one place to another place. Hydrocarbons migrate from a position of higher potential energy to one lower potential energy. There are two types of migration, the primary migration and the secondary migration. Primary migration, it is the expulsion of petroleum from fine-grained source rock to a coarse-grained carrier bed. Secondary migration refers to the subsequent movement of hydrocarbons within reservoir rock. The oil and gas has left the source rock and has entered the reservoir rock. This occurs when petroleum is clearly identifiable as crude oil and gas, although the gas may be dissolved in the oil. The last stage of origin of petroleum is the accumulation of petroleum. It is the phase in the development of a petroleum system during which hydrocarbons migrate into and remain trapped in a reservoir. The subterranean caverns do not occupy oil and gas ponds with a few exceptions. Petroleum instead fills rock with microscopic holes or pores. Rocks need adequate porosity and permeability to have profitable production quantities and rates. The most frequent reservoir of stone are sandstone, although there are also reservoirs and other rocks. Fractures can also result in suitable reservoir for even the less porous and permeable forms of rock, such as igneous rocks. After accumulation, the fluids tend to stratify according to their relative densities: gas, oil, and water. And now, let's move on to extraction and refining petroleum. Petroleum reservoir can be found beneath the land or the ocean floor. Their crude oil is extracted with giant drilling machines. Variation in colors indicate the distinct chemical composition of different supplies of crude oil. Petroleum needs to be refined in order to transform it into a range of useful products for industry and consumers. There are few significant products obtained from petroleum. Examples are gasoline, often known as petrol. Its characteristic is a clear, petroleum-derived flammable liquid that is primarily utilized as a fuel in most spark-ignited internal combustion engines. Diesel oil. It is a flammable liquid used as a fuel for diesel engine that is typically derived from crude oil fractions that are less volatile than the components used in gasoline. Kerosene. It is a petroleum-derived flammable hydrocarbon liquid. It is utilized as a useful fuel for light, heat, and energy in many enterprises and households across the world. Tar. It is a viscous, dark brown or black liquid composed of hydrocarbons and free carbons. It is used to make refractory bricks, clay pigeons, and graphite electrode impregnation pitches. It is also used to make coal tar pitch and other specialized applications. Heavy fuel or heavy fuel oil. It is a byproduct produced during the distillation of crude oil. Heavy fuel oil is mostly utilized in the marine industry. Petroleum coke, abbreviated coke or petcoke, are a solid substance that is ultimately rich in carbon and comes from oil refining. Lubricants. Lubricating oil, also known as lube oil, is often used in vehicle, marine engines, and other machinery. Used or waste lubricating oil contains pollutants such as metals and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons generated by the engines during combustion operation. Special naphthas. Special naphthas intended for blending or marketing as motor gasoline. Paraffin wax. It is a soft, solid wax that is white or colorless. Saturated hydrocarbons are used to make it because it's colorless, tasteless, and odorless. It's frequently used in salon and spa treatments on the hands, cuticles, and feet. It can also be used to relieve pain in aching muscles and joints. Aviation gasoline. Petroleum-based or petroleum and synthetic fuel mixes that are used to power in airplanes. Now, let's talk about the benefits and disadvantages of petroleum. Uses and benefits of petroleum. Petroleum is one of the most important and widely used fuel in today's time. Some of its advantages are these are transportation fuels via air, water, or land. Diesel is used to power turbines for production of electricity in large-scale industries. Oil is used to produce electricity at homes and shops. Oil helps lubricate different types of high-end machines used in different industries. Kerosene. Kerosene is used for domestic purposes at home, used by chemical industry to produce plastic, dyes, paint, synthetic rubber, pesticides, perfumes, and etc. The disadvantage of petroleum. First, it contributes to environmental pollution. Extracting and burning petroleum generates greenhouse gases that contribute to environmental pollution and consequently global warming. Its transport can cause oil spill. If petroleum spill in the bodies of water, it has an adverse effect and marine life are expected. Spill have caused massive ocean pollution, causing the death of thousands of animals and fishes each year. Now let's move on to the importance of petroleum. Oil is an important part of contemporary civilization. Access to inexpensive electricity may empower individuals and contribute to a greater quality of life in underdeveloped countries. Petroleum is used to manufacture transportation fuel, numerous chemicals, and medications. Oil reserves attract foreign investment and are
and impact to country's overall economy.
That's all, and thank you for watching. I hope you gain knowledge from this lesson.